What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to rank the 3 Warner Bros. Games, Harry Potter, Rocksteady, and Batman, in terms of which games I'm anticipating the most. Now, I know I've been promising you guys this video for a very, very long time, and here it is. I'm very, very excited to actually do it. So this has been a question asked to me really since the beginning. You know, which of these games are you most looking forward to? So we're going to answer that question here. Now, this is not, I should say, a listing of which game I think is going to be the best. Actually, that is an entirely, and I've thought about both lists, that is an entirely separate list that I do want to do. If you guys want to see that, definitely let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. I can make a separate list talking about which ones I think, or the order in which I think these games are going to be good and bad. I definitely want to do that as well, and probably will over the next coming weeks. Now, really fast, before I jump in, I want to promote that Discord server. Again, the link for it will be in the description below. We're getting closer to 500 people there. Really great community. Lots of stuff going on over there. We're having like movie nights, gaming nights, lots of different conversations to be had over there as well. So if you guys have not yet joined, definitely give it a try if you want. It's in the description below. All right. Now, this could make people upset. This is obviously for the fans of all 3 of these games, right? And, you know, I've talked about each of these games actually quite a bit, right? It's not the 3 pillars of Podcast Now, but if you look at all the content that I've done over the past over the past year or so, these 3 games are definitely big parts of what Podcast Now is. Obviously, a lot of other things are too, but all right. Let's get into this. The 3 games I'm most anticipating. Now, these aren't these. Now, yeah, I should say that. I should clarify that. I'm ranking these 3 games versus each other, okay? This isn't counting these games mixed in with games that are already confirmed to be, coming out or already confirmed to be in development, right? So there are a lot of other games out there. I'm not saying these are my 3 most anticipated games going forward, but compared to each other, here's the listing. We're going to start at the worst, which is not even the worst, obviously, and we're going to go up from there. The number 3 game, this could actually be quite a shocker, is Rocksteady's game. Now, again, just because I put it 3rd doesn't mean I hate this game, doesn't mean I despise this game. Obviously, again, I've made countless videos on all 3 of these games. I really am excited to see Rocksteady's game. At the same time, if we're talking about what we're anticipating, which, again, is what this is, which game am I most looking forward to, I think it's the hardest to look forward to Rocksteady's game because we don't know all that much about it. Now, that's not even a bad thing, but because we don't know all that much about it, if it's a Justice League game, if it's a Suicide Squad game, and obviously all 3 of these games we haven't seen. I think, Harry Potter we did see, kind of like leaked gameplay that I do actually think impacts where you think of it. You know what I mean? I think what's important to remember with these 3 games is you can have your expectations and our hype level set for right now, but when we see them, whether it be a trailer, whether it be a teaser, whether it be gameplay, whether it be, screenshots, whatever, those are going to impact where we're thinking of these games, right? It's going to either, up it or lower it. That obviously is going to happen. So, but even for like Batman, like we kind of know what to expect. We know what an Arkham game is, even though the game won't be called Arkham. We know, again, where it's going to kind of be aligned with Rocksteady. Again, like your opinion of it will change. I think if it's Suicide Squad, if it's Justice League, if it's Superman, whatever it is, it's obviously going to change depending. So it's a bit hard to be excited for a game that much. Again, I'm very excited for it, but it's hard to be like over the moon about this game without knowing specifically like which characters we're going to be playing, which game it even is. And then also, again, the worrisome part of this. Now, there are worrisome aspects, but like I always look at the positive. You guys know that about me by now, right? I'm a pretty optimistic person. I try and look at the best side of things, but I do definitely see the worrisome signs. That I've made videos on worrisome signs of a lot of different games and movies, and I really like doing that, by the way, so I'm going to continue doing that. There's definitely things to be worried about with all 3 of these games, and again, that's kind of where I want to go into with that next video. With Rocksteady, the worry is the online stuff. Is it going to be completely online? Remember, we had that entire video talking about that. Will microtransactions hurt it? All of that stuff. I want a Justice League game, but I want a single-player Justice League game. And again, that's not going to be for everybody, and not everybody even wants that. I totally get that, right? That's just kind of what I've put in my head of what I want from a video game. And so if you guys don't want that, obviously this game may be higher for you. But for me personally, Rocksteady, very, very excited for it. I want to see it. I have all the trust in the world in these guys. These guys built those Arkham games, and they made a fantastic product. And so I think they can handle it. It's just that there's so many unknowns. It's hard to be really, really excited for it. So now, okay, that was one of them. Now, obviously, by saying number 2, I'm going to give away number 1, but I want to try and give them equal time. Number 2 is Harry Potter. Again, kind of odd. When I've thought of this in the past, one of the reasons why I didn't really want to say, I'll give you guys a little insight into my thought process. One of the reasons why for this longest of time that you guys have asked me, like, which of these games are you most looking forward to? One of the reasons I didn't answer it was because when I thought about it, I think Harry Potter was probably the number 1 thing. And I didn't want to disappoint people. I didn't want to get insane amount of backlash. But also, I wanted to think about it more. And I think through time, these games have definitely shuffled them. So I really do think that. I don't think this list was always like this. And also, the list of, again, which game is going to be the best one that I think, which one do I think is going to be the best? I think that list has shifted dramatically over the past year. If you would ask me back in like September, which of these games do I think would be the best or most anticipating versus now, I think I'd have a different answer for you. And in fact, I do. I just think that with Harry Potter, I mean, again, like it's in that middle category, right? I'm so there's not even actually enough words to describe how excited I am for this Harry Potter game. I'm a bit worried because obviously when you put that much excitement and that much hype into something, obviously it can backfire on you, and it has for us in the past, right? We're no strangers to that. But this Harry Potter game I think has enormous potential, and I think I've been saying that literally since day one, and I don't know if anybody else has been saying like that. That's kind of like the main thing they talk about with this game. That's definitely what I talk about. That's my number 1 thing I love to talk about with Harry Potter is just that word, potential. I think it's got so much potential. Will it fulfill it? Maybe not. In fact, actually, again, I don't think it's going to reach the heights of what all of us want from a Harry Potter game, but I think, again, set a good foundation, get some sequels, maybe we can get there, right? But I really think what you can do with a Harry Potter, the Harry Potter game, what you could do with the Harry Potter game is actually already pretty cool. Again, wizards and witches and that kind of stuff, really, really awesome, and I'm a really big fan of the movies. I grew up on these movies, grew up reading the books, read all the books, watched all the movies. I mean, I love this franchise. It's not my favorite franchise. It's not even in my top 3, but definitely if you went like top 5, top 7, Harry Potter's there. So it's a very, very important franchise to me. And then when you think of an open world game, an RPG, a Witcher, a Dragon Age, even like a Mass Effect, any of these bigger worlds that you can have conversations with people, you can build relations, you can do different things in the world. The potential, and then again, now I have the backdrop of Harry Potter or Hogwarts, right? Because Harry Potter's not going to be in it, but add Hogwarts, add the wizarding, approach to it. It can be absolutely the best one. I mean, again, if we're talking about which one could be the best one, Harry Potter. Okay, so and again, we'll talk about that in the next list, and maybe my opinion will be changed there. But really, I have so much hope for it. I have confidence. I obviously want to see it, and also I guess there's that too, right? We've actually seen the gameplay. I mean, it was leaked. It was it was obviously not the greatest thing in the world, right? Obviously, like the camera was not the greatest and all that stuff, but we got a little bit, enough that really makes us again very, very excited about this game. And number 1 obviously was Batman. So I think I've talked about Batman the most on the channel, and did that swing it? To be honest with you, yeah, it kind of did. I think if we're gonna be fully transparent and honest with each other, what we've built here, okay? Me making these videos and then you guys coming and watching and us building a community together has been nothing short of amazing, okay? Other channels had done it in the past, right? Back with Arkham Knight, Arkham City channels, Arkham channels, they blew up, okay? And then they kind of went away. And I'm so happy to, and I'm not an Arkham channel. I don't like being called that, and not in any like disrespectful way. I mean, I guess if you want to call me that, that's totally cool, but I think I just do so many different things on this channel. It's hard to say that I only talk about Batman when I talk about Batman very, very little compared to all of the videos I do, right? So, with that being said, okay, the community we've built is absolutely amazing, and I think I've gotten a lot of people that are excited about Rocksteady. I think I've gotten a lot of people that are excited about Harry Potter, but the people that are excited about Batman, I mean, you guys came in, again, a lot of you guys came in last July, last August, last September, and we've just continued to build, and there's been lulls, right? Obviously, right after the Game Awards, in between, basically, the Game Awards and that second base, the redacted stuff. Obviously, there was a lull, but we've been through so much together. And at the end of the day, I think Batman, the Arkham games, they're interesting because when I think of my favorite games of all time, sometimes I forget about Arkham. But then when I think about the Arkham games, I do think about just how spectacular of a trilogy, if we're not talking about Origins, but if we want to add Origins, how spectacular the Arkham games were. Now, yes, you can point out problems with all of them, okay? All of them have problems. None of them, I would say, are perfect games, okay? And they're not my favorite games of all time. I've gone on record saying Uncharted is my favorite franchise. Uncharted 4 is my favorite game of all time. The Last of Us is one of my favorites. But Batman, honestly, Arkham Asylum will always be one of my favorites as well. So they're definitely up there. They're not literally the tippity top, but they are definitely there. And when I think about that, that's when I get excited. I think that for some reason, and it's ironic, that's why I'm saying, like, full transparency, it's ironic that I make all these videos and we've built such a community, and then sometimes I do kind of forget just how amazing these games were. And I know a lot of people, again, bag on Arkham Knight, bag on Origins. I really liked Knight. That's why I still have confidence in Rocksteady. I mean, I don't think it was the perfect game. I think it was maybe the weakest of those games, and I do want to rank the Arkham games at some point too. I know I promised that literally back in August, and I've never done it. I'm waiting for the opportune moment. But when I think about how good those games were, that's when I start to get more excited for the future and for what Batman could be. And that's ultimately it, right? So when I think of this Batman game, it worries me actually more than any of these three games. Like, out of the three games, this is the game that worries me the absolute most, because we're at the point where we're going to finally be able to see it and be able to talk about what we see. But at the same time, we have to have the whole other discussion afterwards of, will it even be good? Will it even live up to all those questions aren't even answered yet, and we can't talk about them yet until it gets announced. That's why I'm very excited for the post-announcement videos, right? Because they're going to be they're going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a bunch of new people that we've never had before, right? So it's going to, and again, that kind of adds to it. That's why when I think about the coverage, the content on the channel, I get excited. And then when I think about just myself, playing video games, which of these games do I think that I'm most looking forward to playing? I think Batman is going to be an event that maybe Rocksteady and Harry Potter will get to, and that's another that is why ultimately it makes this list kind of tricky, is because really it's just the order that these games are coming out. I do kind of feel that, and so maybe that also gets swayed, because Batman is going to be an event. It's going to be a huge event, and it's going to be so special. And again, like, it's the closest game, so I'm so excited to finally be able to see it, finally be able to play it. But then, like, after that, okay, then say Harry Potter comes out next. Well, then that's going to be a whole event, and maybe because of the channel, because of my excitement, whatever, maybe that's actually bigger. Maybe I'm actually more up, you know what I mean? So it can actually continue to exponentially get higher as these games go on. And maybe it's because of the channel. I honestly do think it's because of podcasts. Now, like, The Last was part 2. Like, this is something that's happened, obviously, with the leaks and stuff, but it's something that doesn't happen all that often, and everybody's at such an insane high with this game. But then imagine 4 or 5 years later with the next game, and then looking even at the channel, we're at 34,000 subs now. Imagine 3, 4, 5 years, we're in the 100, 200, 300, 400, whatever, 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, it's a whole nother ball game, right? And so, again, take that and put it to Harry Potter, put it to the sequel to the Batman game. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that goes into it in my mind. But when I'm thinking of the game that I'm most looking forward to right now, it's Batman. Will that change? I think I honestly will tell you, when we see these games, when we actually see all three of these games, I think this list will probably change. I really do. I think that there's a lot of things that can definitely be shuffled in terms of some games maybe not looking as good as we would want, or some games just blowing it out of the water and being like, oh my God, I didn't think it would look that good. You know what I mean? So those things are still yet to come, but as of now, it goes Rocksteady, Harry Potter, Batman. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What's your listing of the games? Now, you can give me more than one listing. You guys can write whatever you want in the comments, honestly, but this is, again, the list of games that I'm most anticipating, okay? The ones that I'm looking forward to. This is not the order that I think that they could be good. Again, I'm going to make that video over the next couple weeks. Again, let me know if you guys want that. Let me know that listing in these comments if you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed. Have that bell icon turned on. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. If anything happens, definitely let me know in any of the social medias that I have. Also on YouTube, obviously. And if I see anything, I'll obviously make a up-to-the-minute video on it, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.